Wii version, or is it just?
No, the trouble is when you do online games, especially super fast ones, you have massive problems with latency on the internet, and you have to build it into the engine from day one. You can't hack it in, and unfortunately, this game is maybe a multiplayer, but you can't. You couldn't reverse it in. You have to start from scratch all over again. So that's unlikely. But if we do a sequel, yeah, we'll certainly consider it. So,
Any more questions?
Yep, hang on, we've got 3 hits, is good. Any more snooker games? God, blimey, there's only so many hours in a day, you know? Funny enough, someone asked me earlier, do I ever speak to Jimmy White? And he did ring up about 2 months ago and said, yeah, my son's got one of them Wii's, how about it? You know, so, I'm not actually sure there's any snooker and pool games out there on the Wii yet. They're any good? Yeah, same old thing, but are they using the Wii Remote properly? Does it work? Oh, there you go. Maybe I should then. Yeah.
Who's your favourite wrestler?
Big Daddy. From years ago. Yeah, I remember seeing him when I was a kid, because he's dead now, isn't he?
Yeah. Shirley Crumb.
Yeah, Shirley, wasn't it? Yeah. No, I remember wondering why he didn't go through the stage, because he really was quite a sort of monstrous bloke. But there was that other guy, Giant Haystacks, and the two of them, if they hit each other, they all sort of wobbled. They weren't that fit.
You'd have problems modelling that.
Yeah, you could simulate all that these days. Fat wobbling.
From Drop Zone right through to Speed Zone, pretty much everything that you've done
it's been called Zone, yeah?
Sorry?
Zone.
Has been more or less impossible for that system before you did it.
Yeah.
How do you manage to sort of figure out that the machine can actually do what you make it?
Usually I see other people's stuff and I think they've done a really bad job. And I just get so annoyed, I think, no, we could do that better. And then someone says, well, prove it. And then I do. And that's basically what we do. So,
had you actually seen Defender on the Atari before you wrote
no, actually, you mean the Atari 800?
Yeah.
There's a story there. There's always a story. Obviously, I was playing arcade games throughout the late 70s into early 80s. I played Stargate Defender, anything by Eugene Jarvis. And I was so amazed by what Jarvis managed to make the arcade machine do that I tried to do it on an Atari 800 and just about succeeded with various things like Robotron. So yeah, I did do this game. It originally looked a lot more like Defender with a very different set of logic, with a little wiggly landscape. And then, as I said earlier, I put in the full-blown drawing landscape, which I thought made a lot of sense. And it was even called Moonfender by one of the first publishers that saw it, but that's another story. Anyway, what was the question? What happened next was, there's so many different stories to go through there. I remember going to a trade show about 1981, and Atari had a stand there. It was when the company was owned by Ingersoll in the early 80s, and they had this terrible cartridge version of Defender, which was jerking along at about 10 frames a second and looked diabolical. And I had an Atari playing it on the stand. So what I did was I sneaked up and put the Drop Zone demo disc in the disc drive. I just left it run. I walked across the corridor and stood on the other side and just watched all these people pile around and go, when's that coming out? And someone from within the stand came out and dragged me in and said, did you do that? And I thought, did I swap the disc? And I said, no, did you write the game? And we talked for a bit, and it turns out that the Atari Defender cartridge is actually based on an apple. It's written on an apple. And they couldn't be bothered to drop the contract and use a much better 50 hertz game than the 10 frames per second thing that went out. And that was really quite frustrating because I just thought my thing was miles ahead of theirs.
I think you summed it up. I think an awful lot of Atari games, they couldn't be bothered.
They couldn't be bothered, yeah. That was frustrating, yeah. So the funny thing is, after I did Drop Zone, I did a version of Stargate which had even more stuff in it. But I ran out of character set information because it's not bitplot. The whole thing is done with character sets. So yeah, so many ideas I've had. So come on, any more? Yeah.
What was your experience in the commentary box in Games Master like?
Which particular one? Because I did about 3.
Series 1.
Yeah, is that the one where we had the young kid who come in who won the
Trick shot.
championship?
No, it was the balls were over the pockets. And...
Yeah, that was done in that Gothic church, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that was really weird because the kid that was playing, I was playing against,
Yeah.
he was the national winner of a competition that had been going on for weeks. And I hadn't really practiced it. And I came in the night before and I did a little go and all the rest of it. But for some reason on the day, the kid didn't do very well. And I was trying to lose. But I was so embarrassed about the fact I actually won my own competition. I walked off with the damn prize. What they don't show though is that they give you this big gold joystick thing in a little glass case. And I actually gave it to him and said, look, you deserve it, blah, blah, blah. They didn't show that bit. So instead I come across to some plonker who's walked off my own prize. But I did actually send it to him. And also his mum had a go at this. After the cameras had stopped rolling. Get down to my son, he's heartbroken. Yeah, poor little kid, can't remember his name, but he must be about 35 now.
Surprise, surprise!
Well, he wouldn't do that because he did that, honestly. Yeah, it's a good question.
Sort of a follow-up question to that. How would you describe your relationship with the Media, the Games Press over the years?
Oh, it's been pretty good, I think, except for Retro Game. Yes. I don't think I've had a bad time. I think, I mean, there's two sides to it. There's one is the whole character and like the anecdotes and all that stuff. And the other side is it a good game? Because if you do produce crap, journalists tend to sort of say it's crap. So, you have to respect that.
Does the name open any doors, do you think?
Huh?
Does your name open doors that might be otherwise closed?
You'd think so, but no, every single contract you do these days is judged on merit. It doesn't matter who you're on. If it's crap, it's crap. They don't talk to you.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore? Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
The world's #1 selling home computer is now in a family pack, the Commodore 64, plus data cassette and joystick, 4 software programs including Introduction to Basic, a teach-yourself program for the whole family. The Commodore 64 Family Pack, a value of $700 for just $499.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore? Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
Unless you give them a fiver.
Any more questions?
Let's chap here first.
When it comes to designing new games, where do you get your ideas from? Are they your ideas or do the publishers come to you?
Oh no, it's always me. Publishers don't do them.
So you decide the games on what kind of games that you'd like to play or what do you think is most likely to be successful?
Well, publishers, the only time a publisher will go to a developer is if they've got a license. They've just paid, say, 10 million quid for a Batman license, and they'll screw the developer into ground for 100,000 to do a game. And it doesn't matter how bad the game, they know they can sell it. And I don't want to do that. I've always come up with the idea first. Mercury was an idea I had in 2001. Simply because we did a game called Cuba World that died because Virgin Games died. But it had this level where there was a tray with ball bearings on it. And it was just like one of those Christmas crackers where you tilt the little ball bearings around. And it stemmed from that. And I just thought, well, no one's going to play ball bearing games, so let's make it look good. And that's how it came about. But it took 4 years to get a publisher to actually get interested in it. Because all the rest were saying, puzzle games don't sell. And like nearly 1 million units later, they're still saying the same thing. So
how much development work have you done before you started putting on display?
Loads. I've got all the PC demos from 2001 that show a lot more graphic variety in terms of the size of the blob and the textures on it. So yeah, we had to cut a lot of the stuff out. So, but we're sort of looking at doing a sequel at the moment. So
do you do all of your stuff originally on the PC and then look maybe to go to platform?
no, the PC is the quickest machine to do a tech demo on. And to get publisher funding, you have to have a tech demo, as well as a game design, a few £100,000 worth of free work for them, before they'll even, call you back, which is quite frustrating. So we have one over here as well.
I've been hogging questions, so I've got 2 last ones and then I'll...
Just 2 more, right?
Yeah, because I really need a week.
This man needs a week.
There are 2... But First one's a very simple one. Speed Zone was developed, you developed it and wrote it to